This is Rick Money, and I am electrified because Black Lightning is back. The season 4 final season premiere titled The Book of Reconstruction, Chapter 1 is aptly titled. Reconstruction does come after a war. In this case, it was the Markovian Freeland War, and now the town is in reconstruction, similar to the United States after the Civil War. Showrunner Salam Akil said in Entertainment Weekly that, quote, trauma is sort of the big bad of this season. Jefferson is depressed because his daughters have killed people. His wife has killed people. In this war, he feels like he has let them down, and it's his responsibility. Trauma changes people. End quote. Spoiler alert. If you haven't watched this episode yet, you may want to exit off of this ramp now. Spoiler alert. Black Lightning has the most sensational soundtrack on TV today. The way they utilize music is masterful. I was going banana when they played Curtis Mayfield's Pusher Man from the Superfly soundtrack of 1972. And they played a cut from Philadelphia international star Billy Paul. Also, they played this really jazzy organ interlude that honestly I don't recognize. I'm not familiar with it, but it was like very appropriate to the scene with Jeff drinking, and it just seemed super sad but jazzy at the same time. The Hammond organ was really moaning. What a scene. And if somebody knows the name of that tune or who performed it, please share in the comment section. That joint was hot. Jeff refuses to put on the Black Lightning suit after the events of the end of last season with Gravedigger and all of the Markovian nonsense that happened last year. And also, he's been affected by the murder of Police Chief Henderson, who I really, really miss. They played the most melancholy music ever during the opening scenes. I'm telling you, have some tissues ready, please. Jeff, not wearing that costume, is going to and is having serious impacts on every aspect of his life and his family's life. Jeff is in a really bad place. He is seeing the image of his dead father, who from the grave is trying to console poor Jefferson Pierce. He is trying to console his son from the grave. And this is all while they're at Henderson's grave. After they leave Henderson's gravesite, well, Jeff leaves by himself, we go and see Freeland's finest, who are still horrible. And they are harassing a young black man with a violin. This is just too much. And when he asks them, and he being Jefferson, asks them to stop, and they are about to brutalize him, and then they're about to brutalize Mr. Pierce, Mr. Pierce turns around and lights them up and electrically wipes their minds. But of course, he wasn't in costume doing any of this. Showrunner Akil says this season premiere was inspired by 23-year-old Elijah McClain, a black man in Colorado who was a victim of police brutality. It's a great article on tvline.com that goes into complete details about the homage that Akil plays for Mr. McLean, and also Trayvon Martin. So I encourage you all to check that article out on tvline.com. So back to Jefferson. Jefferson's not wearing that costume. It's getting him a lot of trouble, and it's also earned him a visit from Gamby, who is concerned about his recklessness. There were cameras, but Gamby disabled almost all of them. And the key word is almost, as we are going to learn later on in that episode. Speaking of Gamby, he meets with Lauren, who is trying to recruit him to her company that deals with quote unquote private human assets, which Gamby refers to as the new name for corporate mercenaries. Mayor Billy Blank introduces us to the new police chief, Anna Lopez. Now, you may recognize her as Melissa D'Souza, who played Shelby, the take no crap woman from Best Man and Best Man Holiday. And guess what she plays on this show? A no nonsense, take no crap police officer. Actually, she's the police chief. So, once again, Melissa D'Souza, she's not taking crap from anybody. And what she wants to do, because obviously she's been empowered to make public policy by Mayor Billy Black, and that is he is going to control and register metas. This seems like some Marvel Civil War level nonsense. By the way, did I mention that on Earth Prime, we have a Roland Martin? There's a Roland Martin on Earth Prime, and the show is seeming like it must be unfiltered. Tobias Whale is back. He's cleaned up. He's lightened up his mood. He's now a philanthropist. And he is the biggest donor to Lynn Pierce's scientific organization. Lynn looked completely horrified seeing the now sweet-talking Mr. Tobias Whale in her lab batting his eyes at her. Woo, that had to be scary for her. So what we also learned is Lynn, when she's not in the lab, is taking down creepy sex traffickers with her mind control power. He's not doing, as we learn in therapy, is giving up the love gravy to her husband. They are not on the same page at all. They are in therapy for their marriage, and the marriage counselor they have looks like she is no joke. She's not taking trash from Jefferson or from Lynn. On to the children. Anissa and Jennifer are still reeling as they are hurting. Khalil is MIA, and Grace is still in a coma from last season. They also aren't agreeing with Daddy Pierce. They all want to kill Tobias, including the mom, but Jeff ain't having it. Lala sets Thunder and Lightning up, and one of Lala's lackeys shoots Jennifer with the meta bop gun. Jeff finds out who he is and loses it. You can't hurt Jefferson Pierce's baby girl and get away with it. Jeff goes completely cuckoo, beats the daylights out the man, beats him half to death. It looked like a scene from Mortal Kombat without the fatalities. Jeff then goes completely Cyclops and fries this guy in the eye with bolts from his eyes. Once again, he was not in costume. Police Chief Lopez and Henderson approach Jeff about this. They also realize that this Black Lightning now, before he was under control and he wasn't trying to half kill people, this Black Lightning Police Chief Lopez is deduced is a much more dangerous Black Lightning. Police Chief Lopez and Henderson's apprentice approach Jeff about this electrifying experiences that's been going on. And Jeff, when questioned, went completely shaggy. saying it wasn't me. It wasn't me. But they know that Jeff is lying. I have a note about the boy who got fried. Jefferson did the most to this dude, nearly killed him, but he was really just a lackey. The person who really should be getting his wrath is Lala, because Lala's the one who put that order out for that to happen. And I'm going to feel, well, Jen, who we thought recovered from her injury, we discovered had not fully recovered because she loses power high in the sky and is falling before our eyes in slow motion. Is lightning going to die from falling out of the sky? Out of the sky? Out of the sky? We have to wait and see. Same electrifying week, same electrifying channel. Don't forget, tune in, see Rick Money. And before I say peace out, I just want to say, if anybody knows the names of the other tunes that I talked about and the ones I did not talk about in this episode, please share what you know in the comments. I really want to know the names of some of these songs. And I wish the creators of Black Lightning would go in there and give us a playlist at the end of the episode. Thank you all very much. This is Rick Money signing out. Peace.